My name's Kirkpatrick, past international competitor during the special edition 2022 cycle of WorldSkills. My skill was robot systems integration. My first encounter with the skill was whenever I was studying at Northern Regional College, doing my foundation degree in mechanical manufacturing engineering. Spent a bit of time in the subject learning about robotics, and the opportunity came up for us at that time to do a competition. At that time, didn't know much about WorldSkills, didn't know about how big it is and how life-changing it is. I have always had a bit of a competitive spirit in me, so I thought, why not take the opportunity? I haven't competed in anything in a couple of years, so I'll give it a go. And it really just grew from there. We obviously progressed through the nationals, coming second in the UK nationals, and made it into Squad UK and eventually into Team UK. So whenever we were competing during the 2022 international finals, there was a lot of pressure and expectation. We were in a different country, we were in an unknown environment, we were provided with a very different and difficult task to what we had normally been working on. So there was a lot of pressure at that time to try and compete, as well as that it being a 4-day competition in comparison to our 3-day competitions in the past. It was quite a learning curve. It was quite a lot of pressure to put on. Each day, although it was only 1 day, feels a lot more than 1 day whenever you're competing. You're exhausted at the end of the evening. You're annoyed if things went wrong. You're in an unknown environment yet again, so you're uncomfortable. But one of the things personally, whenever I was competing, I would have carried out to try and relieve the pressure on myself was take note of where I was, take note of what I was doing. So I still have it to this day, actually sitting on my bedside table at home. I have a jotter where I had been noting down what we had done each day, where we had been, how we had competed, and any things that I wanted to look into in the future. So although in the moment we might have been in a difficult position where we couldn't figure out a problem, I knew that in the future we would find the solution. We would find the result of the problem and we would try and improve on that. As well as that, we were thankful to have some of the members of WorldSkills UK over with us for a few days, so we got the opportunity to talk with them, or we could phone them in the evenings if we were having trouble. Myself and my colleague Cameron were very good at communicating with each other. So whenever we came home in the evenings, we sat and we had a conversation about how the day went, what we could improve on for the next time, what we would change if we were to do it again, just to try and give us a bigger insight to what we were actually doing. We weren't just doing it for the competition, we were doing it for our industrial improvement in the future. So I can now reflect on how we carried out the skill, how we carried out whatever during the competition, and take it into what I'm doing currently in the workplace and try and put some of that into action, try and use that to relieve the pressure now. And so far it's made a difference to my career. I think it has really benefited what I can now do. I feel that whenever we were competing, there was always the top ambition to finish first, try and do as best as we can, I suppose, to give ourselves pride, represent the UK well. And as I made a reference to earlier, I'm quite a competitive person. I do like to do my competitions, and I like to be the best that I can be. But we knew with our time constraints in that particular year, we could be under pressure. So it was good for us to go there and represent ourselves and represent the UK in a brand new skill and a brand new environment the best that we could. And coming out with 7th place was a massive success for us within the skill. The opportunity for us to set out a new skill in an environment where we had very little time to compete and to learn. It was new to the UK, it was new to Northern Regional College, it was new to myself, my colleague and our training manager at the time. So we done ourselves proud. We stood up against countries that have been competing and training for a lot longer than we had, and we done well. So that was a bigger success, I would say, for us altogether, as well as that we've used that to our advantage of recent years with the ongoing national competitions carried out. Myself and my colleague who competed at the time have been involved with the training of the new national teams, and as well as that we've been promoted to assistant training managers for the international teams. So we've used our skill set and our resilience to hardships within the competition, trying to work through problems or trying to discover new solutions to things. And we've passed that on to the next generations who are developing the skill even further. I feel my experience with the competition really did develop my education and my future career as well. While I was competing, I was finishing my foundation degree and moving into university to complete my bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering. At that time, I felt it gave me a lot of confidence in what I was doing. It gave me the confidence to go out of my way to ask questions, to learn, to want to develop and push on within engineering. My professional career, it's given me a better insight on the critical thinking required, especially within engineering. I'm now working at Wrightbus in Ballymena as a manufacturing engineer. So I've used a lot of the skills that I learned during the competition for critical thinking, coping with pressure, especially on the busy work environment that we're in. It can be quite overwhelming eventually. So it's learning how to control the feelings, control the emotions to make sure that you're carrying out effective work. As well as that, time management was another big one. While I was competing, I had to learn how to prioritize competing and my education while working a part-time job elsewhere. Eventually, I ended up working into 2 part-time jobs alongside competing and learning. So it was a very, very busy period of time for me during my life, and having the opportunity to try and be the best I could be in every single field of that was quite interesting, and it was a big learning experience for me. So I feel like it really helped me to learn how to develop as a human, if you know what I mean. It's very easy in life to just stay focused on what you're doing and forget what all is going on, but trying to balance multiple different important things within your life was a big experience for me, and I really enjoyed doing that. One of the big ones I would have tried to improve on was my interpersonal skills in comparison or alongside my technical skills. Sorry. We're always keen to try and develop ourselves as people while developing what we can actually do as engineers or competitors, whatever way you want to classify it. I personally tried to improve in my communication skills, my people skills. Before I was competing, I would have struggled a bit whenever I was talking to a group of people or trying to do an interview or a presentation or something like that, where I wasn't confident enough just to speak openly. But I found whenever I was competing, they were teaching us about confidence and self-development and self-improvement, and communication was a big one for me. And I tried and I put myself out of my comfort zone to try and improve those skills. And it's made a big difference to my career, even at that. So I'm more confident in the interview side of things and more confident whenever I'm presenting a project or if I'm working with clients or customers or whatever it happens to be. I have the confidence to turn around and talk to them in both a technical and an interpersonal way. So we can have the simple conversations as well as trying to have the technical conversations and get the know-how across. And I feel like working with WorldSkills and the performance and well-being and professional development and everything, it made a real big difference. They were there, they were supportive of it, they wanted us to learn, they wanted us to develop and really set our futures and change our futures in the positive sense. I have to thank WorldSkills for that, for giving me the opportunities to do the presentations and the meetings and the talks and stuff like that, because it's made a big difference to me personally. But I feel having the opportunities to learn and develop the interpersonal skills alongside the technical skills really sets you up for your future, because you can go in and you can talk the talk, but you can also carry out what you're talking about. You're not the voice that instructs somebody to do it. If you need to, you can step down and you can be the leader, and you can work with the people who are carrying out the work. Or if you need to carry out the work yourself, you can. Really, for me, it's really boosted my confidence. So whenever I changed employers, I moved from a company, New World Developments, which were composite door and window manufacturers, to Wrightbus, based in Ballymena, who would be bus manufacturers. Whenever I was there, I tried to implement some of the process improvement stuff that I had done in my last company to try and benefit how I was carrying out my role as an individual to benefit the others on the floor. And a lot of that was sort of the 5 why. How can we improve for next time? Can we find a root cause of our problem? That also helped get into the potential for robotics and automation within Wrightbus. Now that I've started in, we've reinvestigated the potential for robotic welding in our fabrication facility. So again, direct relation to what my competition skill was, robot systems integration. I'm investigating the potential for a robot being installed. What's the repercussions? Can we improve the process in that? Can we improve our tooling with it? And trying to analyze it and plan it out as best as possible so that we can find the optimal way to improve the process, which we're currently carrying out, as well as that, improve the product and improve the reliability. You can talk the talk, but a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about is the truth. Like it has really impacted my life and made a massive difference to it. So any opportunity I can get to present it or promote it, I'll try my best to do what I can for it. I think it does really make a difference to people.